This is a homage beat.
Man, our partners at BetOnline continue to be the #1 source for all your betting needs and sports info. Hey, this everybody, it's Lloyd Spence, and listen, you can find all the latest sports developments, including updated odds on the NBA playoffs, fights, and even next season's futures. And don't forget that the Major League Baseball is back as well. Who are you picking to win the World Series? Man, I got the Braves, man. I feel like they're going back to back. Because BetOnline is your continued source for all your sports wagering needs, including live betting and your favorite Vegas, casino, and poker games. It's super easy to get started. So head on to the website today and use your mobile device to join and use your promo code BLEAV, that's BLEAV, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Go on over to BetOnline. It's where the game starts. And Tell them the Noisemaker Show.
Popcorn World. Popcorn World.
Can I make you move now? Yes, I can. So you can get this movement up back of a can. You can make it round the world and it holds in your hand. Popcorn World. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. It's a popcorn world. It's a popcorn world.
You're now listening to BLEAV in the ACC with Heisman Trophy winner and Florida State legend, Mr. Charlie Ward, Wave 3 TV, and Burnaby Hall of Famer Kendrick Haskins, and Mr. Talking Noise himself, and of course Mama Noise's man, Lloyd Spence. And now, it's time for BLEAV in the ACC.
Fresh off of his stellar prediction of the demise of the Brooklyn Nets is your man Lloyd Spence. I'm with Kendrick Haskins and Charlie Ward for part 2. We just lost Kendrick Haskins. But we're here for the second half of our NFL draft show. Like I said, I'm fresh off of a very solid NBA prediction where I successfully predicted the demise of the Boston Celtics, Charlie. Not the Boston Celtics, but the Brooklyn Nets. And I feel good about that, to be honest with you. I'm just being honest with you, Charlie. I feel good about that.
Why do you feel
good? Because everyone was saying the opposite. And they were all saying, no, Brooklyn's going to do it. They're going to get it done. I'm like, there's no possible way they can beat that team. Now, to full disclosure, I did not predict a sweep. I don't know if anybody could have predicted a sweep. But I boldly predicted that Brooklyn had no shot. And I feel good about that.
You're correct.
I thought they had a shot. I did. But in fact, was it game 2? Is it game 2 or game 3? Like early on in game 3, when I was just like, they're just light years better than them. You get outside of KD and Kyrie, and like, I'm a super team. I'm like, that's not a super team.
That's not a super team
with 2 good players.
Right. That's not a super team. Now I will tell you this, because one of the guys, this is kind of a cheat code. One of the guys joined the show. Shout out to Jesse Wright, and he's a huge Boston fan. So just out of respect for that, I started kind of the last couple of weeks watching Boston, and I was like, yeah, there's no way they're beating that team. They were playing a defense that I haven't seen since the 2004 Pistons. Like, they look that good. And they still look that good. Now, I don't know if they can carry that into this next series, but, it's going to be interesting. But that's not what today is, though. That's just me taking another victory lap. And I'll admit I'm in a real petty state right now. But it's, so give me a minute to get out of that. But the truth of the matter is, this is draft day. And as I heard so eloquently stated last night, 32 lives are going to dramatically change today. So only one. Yeah, it could be more than that, right? So I want to ask Charlie Ward, who's the only person that I know on this show that has been drafted.
Not in the NFL.
Well, not in the NFL, but you know what it's like to sit in a draft room and wait and kind of get the sense of, wonder what you don't know what it's like to sit in the draft room?
No, I was
You
at
didn't know
home.
you at home for the NBA draft.
At all the drafts, I was at home.
Really?
Yes.
What made you stay home and what made you choose that instead of going to the draft?
Well, one, I didn't know where I was going to be drafted.
Okay.
In the NFL, I didn't get drafted at all, so I wasn't going to set myself up for that heartbreak.
That's very
and
true.
Two, it's much better to be at home, with the family on draft day. So I chose to stay home, and three, I had car deals that I was signing, so that was something I did on draft day.
Like, did you say you were signing car deals?
Card
deals. Okay.
Trading cards.
Okay, then you narrowly dodged a humble flex there, because if it was car deals, that was a full-on flex, and there's no way I was letting it escape that. But
that is the truth. I was
I got you. I'm saying
all your humble flexes are the truth, Charlie.
Yeah, I was gonna say I get the truth part of it. It's just if it was car, I can't let you walk around the street thinking that that's a normal thing. That's but your card is what you went with, so we're gonna start here.
Signing trading cards isn't the most normal thing either, but we'll let that.
It's not, but it doesn't. I don't know if it reaches the humble flex status. So we're gonna let him live. We're gonna let him live.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, we got you, buddy. We got you. So this morning we are doing our defensive side of the ball for our fantasy draft, which I have a feeling today's show is going to be full of a few surprises, at least on my end. I've looked at tape. I don't know why I think I'm not looking at tape. I'm looking at tape. And
I'm worried about you looking at tape.
Yeah.
You should be. Listen, you should be, because I'm way more invested. I'm way more invested in this than I probably should be. But I do
in the wrong business.
I might be about to start a side hustle. I don't know, because I'm getting pretty good at this prediction thing. So anyway, we want to give you our take on it, and I'll just full disclosure, my approach to today's draft is very biased, because my New York Giants are on the clock, and there's a lot that we need, and so I think that might be one of the reasons why I'm so invested, because I'm so tired of the futility. So I'm trying to see how I can help. I'm trying to see how I can help in any way I can. So anyway, Charlie Ward, we will start with you, sir, because the draft order has not changed from last week. And so we call this one nose tackle, but I don't know. There's so many.
These categories.
This is a weird
redundant.
way to do it. Yeah, this is a weird way to do it. So the D tackle, D in.
What is a DG?
Well, I just said like guard. Yeah, defensive guard. I don't know. It's very convoluted. I apologize.
Right. Yeah, you got that.
We're just gonna make it work, okay? Just draft who you want to draft. How about that?
So just FYI, on the defensive line, there's two defensive tackles. You can call one a defensive tackle, one a nose guard. One's a one tech, one's a three. Or if you're in a three-man front, you can call them a nose guard and two tackles, defensive tackles. And then you have defensive ends. All right, just to clarify, there's no defensive guard.
I like that Charlie is scolding me publicly, but I'll take it.
I just wanted to clarify for the people.
For the people, you're right, Charlie. You're right.
He's a coach, and this is what you call.
He is full on coach, right?
It's a teachable moment.
He looks like listen. He looks like he's ready to go coach TCU right now. So this may be a dual trip that we're not aware of. So I don't know. So So Charlie Ward,
I'm here
this
busy with
draft
my
is wide
daughter.
open. Pick who you want to pick.
All
I'm,
right.
I'm here for it. Let's just have some fun this morning. But round one is upon us. So there you go.
Well, I'm going 2 homers,
Okay.
which is pretty easy.
I
For
feel like
me,
this first one is my fault because I should not have said what I said earlier on our group chat. Because I looked at the tape on one of the guys I know you're about to pick, and I should have said, I should have just kept it to myself.
well, I'm going with Jordan Davis
Okay.
from UGA
Yeah.
for
When you
the
said you
nose
was going
tackle.
with a homer pick, I thought you was gonna go with a real homer pick.
Oh, he is. Wait for it. Here it comes. Here it comes right now.
No, he's from Georgia. No,
And who's your sleeper?
my sleeper is going to be the guy that was right next to him, which is Devontae Wyatt.
Oh.
They play similar positions. I'm going with a team that just won the national championship, and so I'm choosing both of them at the same time.
I got to be honest. I'm a little shocked. That's not what I thought you were about to do.
Why? I mean,
Well,
they're defensive tackles.
No, I agree with you, and to be honest with you, I think that's the right pick. To me, Jordan Davis not getting way more pub doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
It's the strangest thing. I don't.
To me, I don't get that. I watched college football all year last year. I did not see one defensive player that I would have taken over Jordan Davis. Not one.
Now what did he run in the 40?
He went
Some ridiculous 4.7. I think it was like a 4.7.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like a 4.
Yeah. I don't understand it, and I get. I don't know. I don't get it. But to me,
to me, all year, I feel like he's hands down the number 1 pick. Period.
I don't get it unless there's something that no one is telling us, or there's this underlying issues that are out there. To me, Jordan Davis is a no-brainer. Like that, if he's there tonight for the Giants and we don't take him, I think you got to fire everybody. That just doesn't make any sense to me. But okay, great picks, Charlie. All right,
but like
go ahead.
But like you said, it's like not only is he like not considered the number 1 pick, like he's not getting any pub at all. You don't even hear about him. I don't think he's in the draft.
It is likely that he could, and this is weird to say this, but he may even fall out of the top 10. Like I haven't heard anybody in the top 10 say his name. Now that might be gamesmanship, and if it is, that makes sense. Yeah, if it is, that makes perfect sense because I'm telling you, he's 6'6", 350 pounds. What? I don't understand what you're looking for.
That's a 4.6 40.
What
you get dropped in the
coverage. I'm baffled. I'm just being honest with you. I'm baffled by him not being.
Maybe people are afraid of his weight. Like his weight fluctuated from the last game of the season where they got beat by Alabama to he got in really, really good shape for the championship game. And so maybe that's something people are afraid of, him not being in the best shape and what have you. So I'm still going to take him though.
I would be afraid of that too, Charlie, except for the fact that he runs a 4.7. I'm sorry. I'm with you, Charlie. That is a no-brainer.
We can work on the weight part.
We can work on the weight.
You have a staff for that.
Yeah.
You have a nutritionist. All right. So my pick.
It's on you, brother.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead because since Charlie took Jordan Davis from me, I'm torn. I'm just gonna pick both of them. Whatever. Kayvon Thibodeau. Even though I'm apprehensive about him, but I'm just gonna go on the fact that he's gonna be fine. And then my other is Ahmad Gardner.
Sauce. You took the sauce.
I like Sauce. I like
I,
Sauce.
I
I
like
worry
sauce
about him
too.
against the shifty receiver, but against the big receivers, I like him.
Yeah, I like sauce. All right. Well then, Charlie, I appreciate you, man, because you left room for me to do what I really wanted to do with my first pick in this draft, which
All right.
is take the sneaky pick.
It's not
I
sneaky.
listen. They are, according to ESPN, there are three other players better than him, which is now you just took Thibodeau, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which I'm gonna get back to that in a minute. But I think, based on the tape that I've looked at, I truly believe Jermaine Johnson is a plug and play guy, and so I'm going Jermaine Johnson as my first. Because like I said, I really like him, and then my backup is going to be Oklahoma's Perion Winfrey.
How
Who?
much tape did you watch on him?
Huh?
How much film did you watch on him?
Not as much.
You have the all 22 or
Not as much. But I do like him though. I do like him. I like the size as far as the height. And he's reasonably fast. So I'll go with him. But I love Jermaine Johnson. Love Jermaine Johnson. I think he's wildly underrated, and I like him more than I like Aiden Hutchinson, and Kayvon Thibodeau. Thibodeau is a mystery to me.
he was so good. But then like that injury,
There he got hurt.
I just wonder about that injury. How serious is it? Is he gonna come
Yeah,
back and be the same player that he was beforehand?
Well, he's had some time off
Yeah.
to heal up at this point, but his skill set is off the charts. I mean, let's not get it twisted. But
Right.
I mean, you can't go wrong with any of those guys. Aiden Hutchinson, Kayvon Thibodeau, Jermaine Johnson. I mean, they kind of all have similar skill sets when it comes to playing that defensive end position, more of a hybrid. They all have the type of energy you need. And I think they're all kind of plug and play guys, depending upon which situation they're in. And, I think we look at the Parsons kid, here in Dallas and how he was projected to be the type of player that we saw this year. I kind of see all three of those guys being very similar in a lot of ways, where they may start off at a certain point and then you start to see them progress. Dallas even traded one of their linebackers this, like in the middle of the year,
right.
To make room for him. And so I don't know if any team's going to do that for these guys, but I can see them kind of bringing them along slowly and then allow them to kind of move into a certain spot if they see progress. So those are good picks.
All right.
I'm sorry, I'm distracted because I just looked over and get up, and this video of Lamar Jackson dancing is it's hilarious.
Yeah, Lamar's different, man. I saw that video. I love Lamar. We love Lamar on this show. He's a different kind of dude.
Him and Teddy Bridgewater both are going to be in town on Saturday.
I was gonna say, you mentioned that. All right, so I'm coming back with the second round. Right. So Kendrick took arguably the best quarterback graded in the draft. So I'm going to take the second best in Derek Stingley.
I went back and forth between the two, to be honest. I don't think you can go wrong with either one.
I don't think you can go wrong with either one. But I know one thing in the NFL, today's NFL, you can't make it without having somebody in your secondary that can play some tight man-to-man coverage. And I think Stingley's that dude. So I'm going with Derek Stingley there. And then on my The other side, or my backup guy, I'm gonna plug in the. I need some outside linebacker help. Need to bring somebody up on these blitzes, so I'm going David Ojabo.
I like him.
Yeah,
David Ojabo.
he's a really good player. Unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna have to. I don't know. These Achilles tears are strange, but people are starting to come back from them much quicker.
Yeah.
Depending upon who it is, I guess. But they're starting to find a way to get guys back and playing at a high level.
Yeah.
Think
Well,
about KD and uh, Klay Thompson.
Klay Thompson looks
Just to name a
phenomenal.
few. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, Klay Thompson's amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
not
They
enough.
do that in Achilles tear.
Not enough is made of his season. I mean, he's got to be comeback player of the year, right?
I would think that's like a runaway, but we'll see what happens. But feels like that should be a runaway. Like, come on, man, 2 years and you still look like Klay after 2 years.
Dropping 30 in the playoffs.
Come on, man, jeez. So I listen. I think the kid is worth the wait. And again, I'm biased to my Giants. You don't necessarily need him now because you got Blake Martinez and you got some solid linebackers. But man, put him in the room, let him grow in that system. No rush. I think long term you're gonna like what you got. So those are my two guys.
All right. Well, since y'all left them out there, I'm gonna go ahead and take Aiden Hutchinson.
oh man,
I don't love him like that, man. I just don't.
Yeah, but hey, he's coming off that edge, man. I mean, he's worth a shot.
Okay.
Second round of the fantasy football draft.
Right.
I don't have any linebackers yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and go with Devin Lloyd from Utah.
There you go.
I need some linebackers. I don't have any linebackers.
come on, man.
Already early in the draft, one Charlie Ward is not pleased with Kendrick Haskins.
Well, since we're just picking folks off the board, I thought we were gonna go with specific.
We were, but then me doing the draft sheets in the middle of the night didn't work out, and so we just.
Well, I'm just gonna keep going with the same team Homer picks. I'm going with Trevon Walker, University of Georgia. There's a reason why they won that championship. And my first three picks have been from that same defense. The defense was stout. Trevon Walker, I think, is a player that will make his presence known, just like the ones we've been talking about. And I just like his motor. He's a good player.
He is a good player, and man, the size that those guys bring, man, it looks like they're going to be exactly as good as advertised, but it's going to be interesting to see how they transition. Yeah. All right.
My sleeper pick is he's a quarterback of the defense. I need a linebacker to help orchestrate my 3 first picks. And what better else to do than have some stability? They at least know the same calls because they play in the same team. My man, Nakobe Dean.
Picking the guys get ready to pick.
Nakobe D. Does his size scare you at all? The 5'11", does that scare you at all?
I'm not gonna put him in my box because of size. That's the thing people did with me. I want to make sure that I'm looking at man can do on the field, not no size, all that kind of carrying on. I saw the man making plays. He's smart. Sam Mills. Quite a few small linebackers that has made it, throughout their career. Charlotte.
Yeah, I don't worry about height when it comes to linebackers.
Okay.
Yeah, height doesn't bother me.
Well, the only reason I brought it up because you drafted Jordan Davis, so he's got to see over him or see around him.
Well, he did for 2 years at Georgia.
But he did for 2 years at Georgia, so I guess he's got a strategy. Did we lose Charlie?
Yeah, Charlie might get to go out and come back in.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can hear us, but if you can go back out and come back in, maybe reconnect or whatever, and then that way we can continue to see your smiling face. There we go. While he's doing that, would you like to make your pick, sir?
Yeah, I'm having reroute because I was gonna pick Nakobe myself.
Yeah, and I was hoping both of you would sleep on Nakobe and let me pick him, but that did not work out in my favor.
Actually, because I forgot because I actually wanted to pick him early because I really because that dude is all over the field.
He's all over the field. That's exactly right. Nakobe is a solid pick.
Can y'all hear me now?
We got you, buddy.
All right.
Let me. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and go. Just throw a monkey wrench in Charlie's sinister plan of picking out Georgia Bulldogs. I'm gonna go with Quay Walker.
That is you just definitely threw a monkey wrench in his long-term plan. Because he had a theme going and
yeah. And then you know what? I'm gonna go ACC for another DB, Andrew Booth from Clemson.
Okay.
And
Kendrick Haskins.
do what?
I said, get off my paper.
Off his paper.
I had to throw a monkey wrench in your sinister plan to take over the world.
Two very solid picks there. I'm going to actually stay in the secondary with my first one because I feel like, again, you can't win in this league without having somebody back in the back that can, take care of some things. So I took Derek Stingley, so now I'm going to come back and take a chance because you guys know I'm not the greatest Notre Dame guy, but this guy might be the real deal. So I'm going to take Kyle Hamilton.
Yes.
Yeah, he looks like he might be the real deal. So I'm going to take Kyle Hamilton.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's special.
He's special. So I'm going to take it. And then, again, to co-sign with Kendrick Haskins in foiling the plans of Charlie Ward, I'm going to take Lewis Sign as well and finish off this run of Georgia players that keep going to Charlie Ward's team.
Who is that?
Lewis Sign. He's the safety from Georgia, 6'2", 199 pounds. Not necessarily the greatest in man coverage, but boy, in zone coverage, he's good. And really good, actually, and he's super fast. So I can see bringing him in on some nickel and dime packages and letting him do what he does. And maybe even a little bit of special teams as well.
All right. You going again, right? You go again?
Oh, that's right. That was my two. Okay, yeah, so I got to go back. All right, so that means I got to go and give me some more linebackers because you guys are snatching the ball to linebackers. Charlie will be back in just a second after these
brief messages.
These messages. I'm going to go I think I'm going to go back to the state of Kentucky and take the sneaky DN pick of Josh Pascal. I just got the fish from Kendrick Haskins.
I was going to pick Josh Pascal. It's because I love that kid. The kid beat cancer. He had a cancer on his foot.
Yeah.
Early in his career, he beat that. He came back. He's a leader. He's a great leader. He's got a great motor. And yeah, I think he's a sleeper pick in the draft for sure. So yeah.
I like what he stands. Yeah, the same here. I like what he stands for. Josh Pascal has been taken off the board. Charlie from Kentucky. Defensive end. You got it. Just like what he stands for, likes what he represents, and and then my other sleeper pick is out of Arkansas. I just like big guys, man, that can plug a hole. And John Ridgway can plug a hole, especially on run stuff. So I can bring him in on first down and second down and just say stand there, and he'll do what he needs to do. Not very fast, not fast, so he's not gonna wow you with that. But the joke is kind of strong, so I like that. So I'm gonna plug some holes up on the line with him.
Well, since you took my pick with Josh Pascal,
okay,
I'm going back to the secondary because I need a safety. So I'm gonna go with Jaquan Brisker out of Penn State, and then
who'd you take again? Say it again.
Jaquan Brisker from Penn State.
Oh, okay. I thought. Oh man, that was a similar name here, so I was nervous. Feel free.
Oh,
No, don't be snooping around.
And then I'm going.
Oh gosh.
I'm going back to I'm staying with Penn State with the edge rusher Arnold Ebiketie.
Ah, okay. Penn State. Penn State defensive players tend to do well.
He's got some speed coming off that edge.
Yes.
I saw a couple of their games, and he kind of stood out. He's not consistent, though.
Yeah, good motor, though. He's got a pretty decent motor.
It's just not – I don't think he's 100% consistent, but I like him, though.
Yeah. All right. Charlie Ward, it's in your wheelhouse right now.
Well, I'm gonna go in the back end. I'm gonna go and get a safety. Actually, he was in my program when I was in Houston coaching.
Ah, okay.
He was in 8th grade at the time. His brother was in 9th. Who was on our team. The only season I went to, we had a winning season in football, or made the playoffs, I should say. And his name is Jalen Petrie.
Baylor.
Safety from Baylor.
Yeah.
So he's a dynamic player, and I'm sure his parents would want me to draft him. So I am. Shout out to the Petrie family.
I don't know what to do with that, Kendrick. I feel like I'm supposed to do something with that.
And that was a Charlie Ward humble flex.
I feel like they're qualified.
It's funny. I had a speaking engagement on Tuesday. After the show, I was talking to a guy, and he was asking me about the Charlie Ward humble flex.
Legendary. It's legendary. It's worldwide. It's known everywhere.
It's the best part of the show.
Best part of the show. I get it. I get the question. Because he's so smooth with it. It's like you don't see it coming, and the next thing you know, wham, full on flex. I love it.
5 fingers say to the face.
And I'm gonna stay on the back end. I need somebody to be able to cover receivers, and I had an opportunity to hear this young man speak on one of the ESPN shows. They did an interview with him, and he beat Jackson State University team Tigers, their team in the Celebration Bowl. This kid is named Jacoby Durant.
You liked his name, didn't you, Charlie?
Yeah. That too. But you can call him Double D. You can call him Lockdown. You can call him whatever. But I think he's solid. South Carolina State. I know Dion would love me picking someone from the HBCU again. And so I'm just going to go with my man, Jacoby Durant.
Shout out to Jacoby for being our first. Is he our first HBCU pick, or did we have one last week?
No, I picked someone from Southern.
I was gonna say, I thought you picked someone last week. Yeah, so it's our second HBCU pick. There you go. First defensive player, though.
Yes.
There you go. All right.
Well, I'm going to take another page out of Charlie's book, which is one of my favorite pages in Charlie's book.
Okay.
Drafting on a name. So
solely on the name.
I love this name, and I know Charlie loves this name. Phidarian Mathis.
Oh,
from Alabama.
I will return your fist, clutch, Arthur fist. That was where I was going. God, you best. Okay, now I got to regroup. God, dog, that was a good pick. I got to regroup.
And then, I mean, I'm going back. I'm going back to the backside of my defense again. I'm going with a DB and Trent McDuffie from Washington.
You messed me up, dude. I really had a plan, and now that's been thwarted. You thwarted my plan.
You got. Right. I'm willing to make the trade.
No, I'm not trading anybody. I'm not trading anybody. But God, dog. Okay, that caught me off guard because I said my guy slipped through the cracks. I think I'm gonna be okay, and then blammo. Okay.
That's what I thought about Josh Pascal.
Okay, all right. So with me regrouping back on the board. All right, you know what? I'll go inside linebacker. And again, nothing like can't have enough good run stoppers. I'll go Christian Harris.
Oh.
I'll go Christian Harris.
I think we get more joy out of when one of us gets mad at us.
I think so. I think a lot of times we're just like, yes, foiled again, that kind of thing.
Not even trying to just want to make y'all mad.
Right. And I think on my next one, I'm gonna go. I don't love his size, but I do love his speed. Trent McDuffie out of Washington. I like his. I don't love his size, but I do love his speed. He's fast. He's super fast. So again, putting him out there in those nickel and dime packages would be pretty nice. Okay, is it back to back me?
Yep.
6th round. We're in the 6th round. All right. Man, this is where it gets.
Don't go there.
Don't go where?
I'm just saying.
Try to get threatening me at this point. Jeez.
Go somewhere else. Don't be looking at my sheet.
I'm not looking at your sheet, Charlie. Charlie, we draft on need and what's best available.
and was going to aggravate each other.
Well, that's just one of the perks. So I'm gonna listen, Charlie. Listen, you can't draft this guy anyway because he's the enemy. So I'm drafting first Zachary
Steve.
Carter.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going Zachary Carter. That's painless.
Who is
Going
Zachary Carter? That's the kid from Miami,
From Florida.
right?
He's from Florida. Yep. D tackle from Florida. So that's
Oh yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, I like him. I like him a lot. But
I'm
I'm
not drafting anybody from Florida.
Yeah, right. You're not drafting exactly right. You're not drafting anybody from Florida. Now, however, I do know you would draft somebody from Georgia, so I'm taking also Channing Tindall.
That's a good pick.
There you go. See, that was painless, Charlie.
But I'm glad you stayed off my paper.
Well, I'm scrolling through trying to figure out how I can get back on your sheet.
I feel like you are, at this point, I feel like you are targeting his sheet at this point.
Well, I don't think this one's on his sheet. George Kalafdis out of Purdue.
No, I saw it.
I thought about George. I was trying to see if I could get one more round out of this, but okay. That's my gamble.
At least I got
one. I was trying to see if I could stretch it out one more round, but you know.
And then, see, I don't need any more safety help. Let's come back down on the line. I think I'm gonna go Boye Mafe. Has it Boye Mafe?
Boye, yeah. I think Boye is going to be a day 2, day 3 steal.
On CBS, they have him going today.
Well,
not today, today.
Today. You think he's going? Well, but they got him listed low on some. Well, ESPN, I don't know. Sometimes I look at ESPN stuff and go, I don't know what y'all looking at. Like, what player are you studying? You know,
they got him going 30th on CBS.
Yeah, they got him low. So I don't know. We'll see. All right, Charlie, we stayed off your paper clearly because you're still
got a smile on your face.
Because I'm going with another name, a very cool name.
Okay,
but they're solid players as well. One reminds me of Jermaine Johnson, just his makeup, his build.
You started breaking up, Charlie. See, the Lord didn't want him to pick that person.
Blame it on the Lord.
It was the Lord. The Lord was like, "No, Charlie, that is not your pick." We would not be doing that today, Charlie Ward. We got to get him back because he's got the last. He ends the 6th round and starts the 7th round. So there you go.
How many rounds we going, by the way?
This is it. This is the last. This is the 7th round. Okay. Is it? Yeah. This is our last one.
I'm scrolling through.
We got to wait on him because he's. I'm so torn on his last 2 picks.
We gotta wait on him because he's definitely the entertainment of this show. So funny.
Oh my goodness. I'll tell you what, while we're waiting on Charlie to return, I really think this is the defensive side of the ball on this draft is
I like it better than the offensive side.
Yeah. I think the defensive side is rich all the way to the end. Yep. And there's not really a lot of go wrong anywhere. I mean, you can find something everywhere. Okay, we got you back, Charlie. Yep, we got you back.
All right.
So who is your 6th round dual pick?
I'm going with I think I was sharing with you. He reminded me a lot of Jermaine Johnson.
Okay.
And he's from the Big 12. He has a great motor. I know he's a very good linebacker, a defensive end / linebacker. Nick Benito.
Okay.
I like him. I almost picked him in the last round.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
I'm glad you stayed off my sheet.
Stay off his sheet.
That's why I almost picked him, because I knew your sheet.
And so Nick Benito, I think, is a good choice there. And then my last pick will be from the, I don't know if you're the SWAC, but I think it's SWAC. Of course, Dion would be very happy because I'm choosing HBCU players.
Oh, no, I know where you're going.
I'm going with Quinterio Cole.
God dog it, Charlie, that's where I was going because of the name.
Alcorn State. I need another safety to go with Jalen Petrie. And what other name that you can put in the safety for the announcers to be able to say is Quintero Cole?
That is it. I was going solely on the name. Shout out to Louisville.
I'm to the point where I'm just looking for crazy names. Just
well, stay away from the one I have because I think I may have the best one. But go ahead.
I got one that I'm about to butcher. Defensive tackle from Iowa State. Ioma Uwazurike.
Oh gosh. Boy, you wasn't kidding. From Ohio State?
For Iowa State.
Iowa State. Say the name again.
Why?
Because I'm enjoying hearing you try.
Ioma Uwazurike.
Ooh, man, that is just rude on so many levels. All right.
And then I'm going with another one. This one's not that hard, but it's a great one. Wanye Thomas from Georgia Tech.
Wanye Thomas. Wonder where they got that Wanye from, as if we didn't know.
I wonder. I'm thinking that End of the Road was probably their prom song.
No question about it. No question about it. All right, so I'm going to follow in Charlie Ward's footsteps and take an HBCU for my last two picks. The first one is from Florida A&M.
Oh yeah, he's a good safety.
Bell, yes, Marquise Bell, and then he's a very good safety, and I think he's going to play on Sundays. But my final pick, our Mr. Relevant, he carries the best name in the draft. Smoke Monday. You can't not go wrong with a name like Smoke Monday.
Where is he from?
He is from Auburn. He's a safety from Auburn.
21.
Yeah, real lanky. Yeah. Actually got pretty good speed, 4.45 speed, not too bad. But there's some issues, but I don't care. Anybody named Smoke Monday can play on my team.
Hope he doesn't live his name.
Put down for next year's offensive draft, Cavassier Smoke from UK.
Cavassier Smoke. Matter of fact, I'll make sure next year I draft Cavassier Smoke so that I have Cavassier Smoke Monday all of my team. Oh, you lost your sound, Kendrick. We lost your sound. Try one time.
Somebody must have called her.
Yeah, somebody must have called him. But yeah, that name is fantastic. I may have to use that name in a script I'm writing. That's just a great name. Smoke Monday. Can't go wrong with that. What was you saying, Kendrick?
I say you gotta sit them next to each other on the bench. So
Always
Monday would be.
they have to travel together the entire time they're in the NFL. Like they're gonna be booked in the same room. They're eating lunch at the same time. When we go out to eat, and they call like special restaurant where they call your name over the intercom. It's mandatory that you call their names together. Cavassier Smoke Monday. Come get your food.
It's like when Lamar was at U of L and he was sitting next to Samuel, and it's Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson. Exactly. But we appreciate you guys for participating in this. Listen, Kendrick and I were saying, Charlie, this is a really, especially I think on the defensive side of the ball, a really loaded draft, and I think a lot of teams are going to have an opportunity to fill a lot of holes with some really special young talent. And I'm like you, Charlie. Anybody that you get from that Georgia defense, I think you got to consider yourself, as they say, blessed and highly favored.
Yeah, they're very solid. But I asked this question.
Absolutely, sir.
What year in a draft has it hadn't been loaded?
Well, I mean,
every year you have this. I think I said this about the offense. Every year you have the same talent. You just may have different talent in different positions that people are, clamoring over. Mm-hmm. But when it's all said and done, you always have talent coming out every year.
You do have talent.
The best thing about your statement just now, Charlie, is when you were saying that some big guy in a red shirt came down the escalator.
He did. I saw that. I saw the timing of that. I was like, well, that's just wildly.
He's like, there's always talent, and here comes this big guy.
That was wildly appropriate, I gotta say. I saw something that was interesting. Somebody in a different group chat, I think one of the guys from the 5 actually sent it to me. Because I thought your statement was interesting as well, Charlie. But then they sent this to me, and I was like, well, that's true too. Let me find it. I think in 1 year, the receiving core was Olamide Zacchaeus, Damiere Byrd, and Khalil Hodge all went to the Falcons. Michael Pittman, Paris Campbell, Ashton Doolin went to the Colts. Brandon Cooks, Nico Collins, and Chris Conley went to the Texans. Devontae Smith, Jalen Rieger, and Kez Watkins went to the Eagles. Now Amari Cooper or they're talking about where these guys are now. And I guess the point that they were trying to make is that some of these core that we think are coming out in these drafts that are so great, they're not panning out. A receiver is such a risky thing to take. And like even this year, there are a few receivers that I love, but a lot of them that are just like, I don't know, man.
So that is my fundamental reason why people shouldn't draft talent. They should draft characteristics. Because a lot of times when you draft based upon what you would consider talent, doesn't necessarily pan out. And so the characteristics people should be looking for are, work ethic, just their upbringing in the sense of, if they had to, hard times, hardships, they had overcome adversity, seeing how they came over adversity, because when it's all said and done, if you're going to make it, it's going to take a consistent work ethic, a willingness to overcome adversity. Another big key is, are they willing to do what you ask them to do or be a good teammate? And so Are they willing to be on the special teams? Are they willing to get to a certain level and, you know, be okay or content with where their role is?
Yeah.
Those are factors that I think get overlooked a lot.
I really like that what you said, Charlie. Drafting
I do
Terrence
too.
Chris. I like that one.
I really do too, and I think if so interesting that you said that, because in my mind that's one of the things that I look at with Aiden Hudson. Did we just all get caught up in the moment and say, "Wow, this kid had a really amazing run, amazing season too"? But that last 4 or 5 weeks, going into the playoffs and everything, that was where you heard it reached its fever pitch, because I think that last 4 or 5 weeks is what got him to the Heisman Trophy presentation, ceremony that weekend. And so I don't want to be enamored by a good run over some of the other things that I'm seeing from some of the other guys. I that's why I don't know. Well, I'll ask this question to you guys. Who do you think is going to? You think it's a lock that he's going first? Because the talk is Trayvon Walker. The talk is now Trayvon Walker.
I mean, you can't go wrong with either one of them.
That's very true.
No.
Well,
I mean, we all think it should be Jordan Davis.
I think it should be Jordan Davis. I think it's a no-brainer. But
I think that's a no-brainer. I don't know how that guy's slipping. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get that at all.
My only thing with him would be not only thing. I mean, I chose him first because I know I can help with the one thing that may be a concern, which is his weight being fluctuating up and down.
Right.
But all the other stuff that I saw and enamored with, I think he has what you need. But it's hard when you're selecting a defensive tackle, #1 overall pick. That's something that a lot of people don't do because it can change a defense, but at what expense? Because he's inside and he's not a guy that you can put, outside and kind of move him around in a sense. You can drop him because he did a little bit at Georgia. But, to be an overall #1 pick, you would want someone that's going to, you feel, make a bigger impact. And that's just the way life is. But I chose him.
What makes a bigger impact than a guy that's going to command a double team basically every time solely on the fact that he's 6'6" and 300+ pounds?
Can he play every down? I mean, that's the biggest thing is, can he play every down?
I think that's the question.
Yeah.
Should he drop weight? Should he be dropping some weight so that he can play every down?
Eventually,
it depends on the team and how they want to use him.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually he should do that. I know one way to do it, but they're not going to choose the way that I would ask them to do it. But
no, they're not going to ask him to do a full-on tofu diet. It's not going to happen.
Hey, you want to get in the best shape? Yeah, go plant-based. That's all I'm saying.
Hilarious.
Eat that grass, baby.
You need to put that on a shirt.
Eat that grass, baby. Eat that grass, baby. Let me write that down for branding purposes later. I have a feeling it's going to come back around. There we go. All right, well, listen, we're at the shout-out portion of our show, and I'm sure there are some shout-outs. I would imagine Charlie has one significant shout-out, considering he's wearing a big old TCU shirt. So, Charlie Ward, take it away, sir.
Of course, I'm here visiting our daughter who just played in her last orchestra. They did a beautiful job on Tuesday night. Tons and I are here. Was here supporting her, and now we're here packing her up from her freshman year. She's finishing up her freshman year, and she's made it so far. has finals, I think, next week, and then she'll be home next weekend. So happy for her finishing her first year here at TCU. And also, we had the pleasure of having DMC at our family foundation event that we partner with Florida State University School on. And it was a great blessing. He has a book out called Daryl's Dream, and we had a great reception for him. We got a proclamation from the city and had quite a few people out to the reception. And then he went and did an assembly for our school where he actually, at the end of one of the assemblies, the 6th through 9th grade, they did an impromptu Tricky. They put Tricky on, and what the crazy part about it was the kids know that song from TikTok.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Old songs are coming back on TikTok. Apparently.
Yeah, some people are having a second run just solely because of TikTok. You're right.
So it was very good for. It was on impromptu, so he didn't know it was going to happen. So they put it on, and all the kids, started jumping up, and he jumped up and grabbed the mic, and started singing the lyrics and what have you. So
that's cool.
It was pretty cool. So that was very, very good. All this happened in 1 day. 2 days. So we're grateful for that.
And it looks like you made a new friend, Charlie. So just
our first shout out goes to the guy in the red shirt.
Right. Friends are there forever. The Lord. Throw that out there for the show. Kendrick, what are your shout?
It's like every time you popped up, Lloyd.
It has quickly turned into a Saturday Night Live skit, but it's fine. It's funny. We're gonna roll with it. It's funny. It's funny. All right, go ahead, Kendrick.
I've got a couple of shout outs. Shout out to Wellspring, their mental health facility here in Louisville that helps with people with obviously with mental health issues. Provides homes for some of the homeless. They raise money to provide homes for homeless people, give them programs, get them off the street, get them off of drugs and alcohol and things of that matter. I was an MC at their event this past Tuesday. It's 2 years in a row I've had the honor of being able to be the MC for that. So shout out to them. I can't remember if I shouted out to my girl Holly Johnson last week. She opens for Chelsea Handler. She toured.
Oh, wow.
And she opens for her. I got to see her perform for the first time. We went to high school together. She's a fellow Creeker. And so I got to see her perform for the first time last week, and she was amazing. And then shout out to my childhood buddies, Rob, Chris, and DeAndre, because we all got together last night and went to the Nappy Roots concert. And I know Nappy Roots through them, because they went to Western Kentucky with Nappy Roots, and Nappy Roots first got together as a group. So I kind of know them through them. So shout out to them. We got a great time. It was like a family reunion last night. We had a blast.
Awesome. Well, I have two very personal shout outs. Number one, shout out to a young man that I mentored back in the day. I was his youth pastor, ironically, named Wesley Smith, who I will be attending. And this shows you the passing of time. I will be attending his wedding tomorrow. So he will be getting married tomorrow, and it's going to be a little weird because you're getting married, and I've watched you. I watch you sit on my couch, eat up all my food. So that's that whole transition of time is strange to me. But shout out to him. I'm looking forward to that. And then my youngest daughter, when we return, she will no longer be 12. She will be 13 on Tuesday. So I want to give her a beautiful shout out. She has already hit me up with all of the gift ideas, and she put a dinner request in.
These days.
Oh my gosh, she's put a dinner request in already. It's gonna be a long week, is what I'm trying to tell you.
You don't have to wonder.
I don't have to wonder. I do not have to wonder. She is very clear about what she wants to do, and so shout out to her. I'm excited about 13, man. God, it's moved so fast, Charlie. I'll be sitting next to you at TCU soon. I don't know. Just it seems like it happens so fast, man. It happens so fast. So those are our shout outs for this week. And again, shout out to the Boston Celtics for making me look like a prophet. Really appreciate them for that. And it's been a good week. I've enjoyed the NBA playoffs tremendously. 3 Game 6s tonight.
Yep. Shout out to my fellow Murray State racer, John Morant.
Killing it. Who may have the dunk of the decade. Like, geez, that was amazing. God,
I thought the best part of the game, though, was on the sideline with John Morant's dad, T. Morant, sitting next to Usher.
Oh, yeah.
They're like twins.
Who, by the way, if Doppelganger was a person, it would be those two. Jesus. Man, they look so much alike. They might want to get a DNA test, both of them, just see how that worked out. Just all right.
T. Morant has stole the show over there on the sideline, either with Usher or with Karl Anthony Towns.
Oh my God, those dads are hilarious. Those two dads are hilarious. They just keep going back and forth, and they both just ride so hard for their kids. But if you know both their stories, that's what makes the imagery of it so beautiful. Because John Morant, Karl Anthony Towns' father has been through hell and back these last 2 years. And so for him to still have a smile on his face, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. So that is a great place for us to shut it down. We appreciate you guys for tuning in each and every week. That is Charlie Ward from an undisclosed location. That is his new found best friend in the back. That is right there. And this is Believe in the ACC. We'll see you next week. You've been listening to Believe in the ACC with Charlie Ward, Lloyd Spence, and Kendrick Haskins. Please like, follow, subscribe, and share from the Noisemakers page on Facebook and on YouTube. And you can also listen to us on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, and wherever podcasts can be heard. And join us